Greetings, fellow travelers. Welcome to Traveling Well, episode 26. In this episode, I take a solo overnight camping trip up to Cohen Falls and Johns Mountain up in northwest Georgia. You know, sometimes when life is kind of overwhelming and you've got all these different voices going on, it's good to get alone, spend some time with God. I like going out into the wilderness. I like being in the woods. I like being alone, and it was a great time. Spent a lot of time in prayer, a lot of time in meditation, and did come back with some real revelation and some peace as we move forward. Just a quick update with Jamie. We have kind of reached the conclusion that we need to take care of this tumor, so we're looking to have the plaque radiation treatment where they take a little gold plaque with seeds of radiation on one side, actually insert it into your eye socket on the tumor itself, leave it in for a week and then take it out, and according to everyone it makes the tumor go away. We actually had it set up for a couple of weeks from now, and then we got an email that pushed it out even further. So, you know, for someone who struggles to have faith in the medical industry, I still struggle to have faith with the medical industry. This thing that is so important, it needs to be done right now, can somehow, be pushed off a couple of weeks because I guess we're overbooked. I don't know. No explanation given. Just, we're pushing you out. Anyway, it just gives us a little more time to keep praying and seeing if this indeed is how we're supposed to progress. If it is, and we're, confident, then we'll move forward. If another avenue opens up, then we'll take that. We're not sold either way, but we certainly feel like for her future, we need to get this tumor taken care of. It's not getting any smaller. And so that's where we're at. But I hope you enjoy this video and appreciate your prayers and thoughts as we move forward in this journey. Until we see you again, travel well, enjoy the journey, and never forget you're deeply loved by the God that made you. See you soon. Well, here I am at the Cohen Falls trailhead. I'm going to hike up to a really nice waterfall, which may actually have water in it since it's been a little bit rainy. And then on up to near Johns Mountain Overlook, there's a campsite that I spotted once. I've been on this trail once before. The weather this afternoon is not great. It's actually overcast, kind of misty. I came through some rain. It's supposed to rain again tonight around sunset, around 6 o'clock, but then clear off overnight, drop down, be a bit cold, but not too bad. I'm ready for that. And tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful. So I'm just going to try to get up to my campsite today, get set up, and then get up tomorrow morning and do whatever. I'm not in a hurry. I'm where I want to be. All I gotta do is get this backpack on. Kind of disappointing, but not surprising. There's no water on the falls. They come right over that little sort of cave-like area. When there's been a lot of rain, there may be a little trickle on the other side. There's usually a little spot where it trickles down, but nothing falling today. Oh, that's okay. This means we haven't had torrential rain lately. On up to Johns Mountain. Made it up to the overlook. The falls are down there. The trail for John's Mountain Loop is this way around. I'm going to go the long way because I know that's where this campsite is that we saw. So, not out of breath, but I feel good. It's great to be out here. And that was a young couple with a little baby that looked like they were going to try to go up to Cohen Falls, but I haven't seen them since they left the parking lot. Haven't heard them, so maybe they got tired and turned around. I don't know. Other than that, except for the squirrels and birds, it's just me out there. Oh, and the toad. See you in a bit. Well, it's official. I'm in Sasquatch country. I thought I heard something move a minute ago, but I don't see anything now. Oh my. So, I found the spot. I knew this camping site existed because, like I said, I walked by it once, years ago. But I knew it was here. Doesn't look like it get used very much, but it's a nice spot. I know where I'm putting my tent, know where I'm gonna string my hammock, know where I'm gonna have my meals. See you in a bit. All right, well, here's home tonight. Everything good to go. Now to go get some firewood and pit nice and straightened out. Starting to get some firewood put together, and it decided to rain for a little bit, so I'm gonna go sit in the tent where it's dry. Hopefully this moves on out. It's not supposed to rain long. If it does, and then we can get back to building a fire, hanging out, or we can call it an early night. I don't carry the way. So one of the great moments any camping trip is when you take your boots off and you put your moccasins on. That means you're not going far, and it feels so nice on your feet. Got Australia's finest with me. So I can sit here. Even though it's lightly raining, I can sit here in shelter. I pulled the hammock down so it doesn't get wet. I've got some starter wood. Shh, I'm cheating. So even if it's a little damp, I should be able to get a fire going here in a little bit. Rain's supposed to move through, maybe in an hour. Or maybe I just eat right here. Tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful. So. So it is possible to build a fire on a rainy day when it's still raining a little bit. I can't tell if it's actually raining or if it's just water coming out of the trees with the wind. But got a fire going thanks to that piece of starter wood that I brought. Otherwise, no fire. That's okay. I just got to keep it going with wet wood. That's my night. Dinner by the fire. Can't do much better than that. So I'm eating my dinner, and I have some nice tuna fish. I don't eat a lot of tuna fish, but I like it every now and then, and it's easy to pack. I've got one that was Safe Catch, it's called. Got the lowest mercury levels, wild caught, very clean tuna. Got some Kalamata olives. Got some sourdough bread crisps that are just wheat, water, yeast, and crackers. I've got some nice fresh cherry tomatoes. And I've got some roasted cashews that I roasted myself. In my meal, I have no processed sugar, and I have no seed oils. That is, no canola oil, sunflower oil, cottonseed oil, grapeseed oil, or safflower oil, or just vegetable oil, which is a catch-all for all of those other seed oils. See, those seed oils are all industrial waste products that were repurposed about 100 years ago. And so the FDA just, calls it vegetable oil and it's okay, but they're actually really, really bad for you. They're highly inflammatory. And here's the thing. Since Jamie and I kind of started eating differently 5 weeks ago when she got her cancer diagnosis, we cut out processed sugar, we cut out seed oils, started reading the labels on everything and realized those seed oils are in everything processed. It's hard to find anything without them. So when you do, it's a great thing. But since I did that, my knee, which I tore the meniscus about 15 years ago, and my knee has bothered me ever since. My knee doesn't hurt. I hiked all the way up from the parking lot to this site. It was pretty much all uphill, carrying a very heavy pack, and I'm tired, but my knee doesn't hurt at all. So I can only assume that I had an inflammation problem in that joint, and cutting out sugar and cutting out those seed oils has solved my inflammation problem. See, there's always a silver lining, even in the craziest things. I'm gonna finish my meal, and then I'll come back and tell you the story about my knee. That'll be a good campfire story, and I'm sitting by the campfire. Well, there's a present from God.
The rain moved out. Now, it's this glorious sunset. See if I can get closer. That's about as good as I can get, but wow. Isn't that nice? After the rainy afternoon, it is going to be a beautiful day tomorrow and a beautiful night.
You know, one other thing about the dinner and how I'm eating, I've had a lot of people say, well, you know, Jamie's the one with cancer, not you. You don't have to change anything. But it's been a real wake-up call for me. You know, why in the world would I say, oh yeah, I can keep putting toxic garbage into my body, I'll be fine. We should all think about it. You've got all these terrible illnesses, cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, all kind of stuff. Even, you know, a lot of the autoimmune problems that we have can all be traced back to the food we eat. And eating healthy, clean food, it's not really hard. It's not a hardship. I had a delicious meal. I would eat that again. I'd eat that again tomorrow. It was great. So just think about that when you think, oh, poor Mark, he's not eating, you know, Little Debbie's anymore. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I like a Little Debbie's snack cake. But I like the idea of living healthy into my 70s and 80s a lot more. I gotta clean up, get the bear bag hung up before that beautiful sun actually drops below the horizon. And there's mountains over there, so it's not gonna be long. See you in a bit. Okay, so campfire story. How I tore my meniscus in my knee. About 15 years ago, I was working as a dispatcher for a trucking company. And our office was on the second floor, and we could look out through the window and see the guard check. I could see the trucks coming in and out. And one of the things I was in charge of was some guys who ran shuttles, local shuttles. They were just running from, you know, one part of Atlanta to the other part of Atlanta and back to a manufacturing plant. This particular afternoon, I had a specific trailer that I needed the next guy going up to the plant to take. I needed that to go, and I was waiting for somebody to get here, get to the yard, and so KP, I'm not going to use his real name, but if you've heard the story before, you know, shows up. He's an old guy and really set in his ways. He just liked to do things his way, and he was a very, very difficult person to manage. But I needed him to take this particular trailer over to this manufacturing plant on the other side of Atlanta. And so I started calling him on the radio, calling him on the phone, calling down the guard shack, trying to get them to catch him. I look out the window and I see his truck pulling up to the guard shack with the wrong trailer. He never would answer because he knew I was going to ask him to do something he didn't want to do, because he was already hooked up to this empty and he just wanted to go. He didn't want to take a loaded trailer down there. So, being impetuous and in charge, I bounded from my desk, ran down 2 flights of stairs as fast as I could go, out the door, across the parking lot, past the guard shack, and as he's taking off, I'm banging on the side of his trailer to get his attention. And finally he stopped at the stop sign, and I said, I need you to answer your phone when I call you. You need to turn around and go take this trailer down to the plant. And he was, and then I limped back into the office. Somewhere down the stairs, across the yard, through the parking lot, and up the drive, I tore my meniscus. Now, I didn't tear it bad enough to need surgery. Of course not. I had physical therapy, and I had a bum knee from then on. Sometimes it would be fine, then it kind of pops. I got this little flap of something that's loose in there, and it'll catch and it'll pop, and then it'll hurt like hell. Some days it hurt all the time. The last time I went hiking, it was killing me. I was really struggling even to walk, but I gutted through it. But like I said, today and for the last several weeks, it's felt really good. So I still, every time it does a weird thing, say, damn you, KP, because if he had just answered his phone, it never would have happened. But that's life. That's a true story. I'm not making that one up. Cheers. Yeah, well, good morning. I've made it through another night. I'm alive and well up here on top of the mountain. It's kind of a crazy one. The windstorm moved in around, 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and it was really blowing hard. Of course, it had rained, and so all the water from the trees started coming down. I'm also in a deciduous forest. It's filled with hickory trees. And so there were hickory nuts falling, blowing out of the trees. Sounded like bombs blowing around all over the place. I kept waiting on one to hit the tent. It never did. But then behind the wind came the cold. So it's chilly this morning. Not freezing, but chilly. So I had to layer up, and I didn't sleep great, but I did sleep. And also sketched out a short story in my head that I'm gonna have to write when I get back home. So pretty cool night. I'm gonna get up, make some coffee, and see what happens for the day. Looking forward to it. See you in a bit. Just want to document this spot. God spoke to me in this spot this morning as the sun came out and broke through. This is where I heard the voice of God in my heart, loud and clear. Praise be to God. This is John's Mountain Overlook. It's a really cool spot. Trail loops back around the other way, back down to the parking lot. So I'll go back to the campsite and pack everything up, and then start hiking back down, and then see what adventures lie in the future. It's probably my last entry because my phone went from 30% to 10% overnight. It didn't like the cold, so I don't have much camera left. Maybe I'll get a chance to show you a little bit more, but
I came up here to the mountaintop looking for an answer about how to navigate life with cancer. And I can tell you, God met me here and he spoke to me very, very clearly. And the answer is simple. It happened because it's supposed to happen. What that means will unfold in the future. But for right now, I'm resting in a God who is in control and who created all of this beautiful place. So this is the back half of the Cohen Falls loop. And they say this one is moderately challenging. It's beautiful. It's really the prettiest part of the whole double loop trail up here. But I can tell you that for an old guy with a heavy pack and a tired knee, it's a little more than moderately challenging, but we're gonna make it. Glad I had enough camera to get the trip down. This is really the nicest part.
Come thou fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet, sung by flaming tongues above. Oh, praise the mount that fixed upon it, mount of thy redeeming love. Here I raise my Ebenezer, hither by thy help I'm come, and I hope by thy good pleasure safely to arrive at home. Jesus saw me when a stranger, wandering from the fold of God, and he to rescue me from danger interposed his precious blood. Oh, to praise how great a debtor daily I'm constrained to be. Let thy goodness like a fetter bind my wandering heart to thee. Prone to wander, Lord, I feel it. Prone to leave the God I love. Oh, here's my heart, Lord, take and seal it for thy courts above. Oh, here's my heart, Lord, take and seal it for thy courts above.
Till we meet again, travel well, enjoy the journey. Never doubt you are loved by the God who created you. See you soon.
Brought to you by Blam, the new headache powder from Astral Farsica. Got a headache? Get Blam and get relief. See you next time.